မင်္ဂလာပါကျွန်တော်တခင်ခိုင်ပါပါအခုပွဲကတော့ April 6 ရက်နေ့ကကျွန်တော်တို့လုပ်ခဲ့တဲ့ Immigration and Civil Law Workshop ရဲ့အကြောင်းပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒီဗီဒီယိုတွေကိုတင်ဖို့အတွက်ကျွန်တော် intro ဝင်ပေးတာပါနော်ပွဲမှာ MC 2ယောက်ခိုင်တန်စင်ဘွားနဲ့မင်းတင်ကမောင်ဝင်းသူတို့2ယောက်က MC လုပ်ပါတယ်11 grade ဒီမှာမွေးထားတဲ့ကလေးတွေပါနော်ဗမာကလေးတွေပါပြီးတော့အကူပေါ့နော်အကူဆိုတာဒီ volunteer လုပ်ပေးပြီးတော့question တွေမေးပေးတယ်ကတော့ Nora မောင်နဲ့မင်းရမနိုင်သူတို့2ယောက်ကလည်း11 grade တွေပါသူတို့ကဒီမှာမွေးထားတဲ့ကလေးတွေပေါ့နော်သူတို့လည်းကူလုပ်ပေးတာပါသူတို့အကုန်လုံးဗမာလိုနည်းနည်းတော့နားလေကြတယ်ပွဲကိုကျွန်တော်တို့တနာကြီးခွဲရနေပြီးတော့9နာရီထိလုပ်ပါတယ် Monterey Park Museum တခုရဲ့ဒီ main hall ငှားပြီးလုပ်တာပါကျွန်တော်မြန်မာကိစ္စကပဲ main sponsor ဖြစ်ပါတယ်အကုန်ကြစီအကုန်လုံးတာဝန်ယူပါတယ်လူတွေဖိတ်တာပါညာ arrange လုပ်တာကတော့editor ဖြစ်တဲ့ဆွေအေးပါသူကအကုန်လုံး arrange လုပ်ပြီးတယ်ကျောင်းသားတွေဗမာကျောင်းသားတွေ register လုပ်တော့အကုန်လုံးပေါင်းရင်60ကျော်လောက်ရှိပါတယ်60-90နီးပါးလောက်ပေါ့နော်ပွဲကိုလာတာအားလုံးပေါင်းတော့100ကျော်110လောက်ရှိပါတယ်ပွဲကိုlawyer 3ယောက်လာပါတယ်ရေကို civil law lawyer နဲ့ဒီimmigration lawyer ပါနော်အကုန်လုံး law firm တွေကိုစီကြည့်ကြတယ်သူတို့ကဒီ volunteer ထွက်လာလုပ်ပေးတာပါတမန်ပြ question တခုရာနဲ့ကြည့်ပြီးပေးရတဲ့lawyer တွေပါအခုတော့ volunteer ပါနော် city နဲ့ကျွန်တော်ပေါင်းပြီးလုပ်တာဆိုတော့ Monterey Park mayor ငကိုမနစ်က mayor Mr. Thomas Swar ကလည်းလာပါတယ်ပွဲကိုသူက arrange လုပ်ပေးတာတချို့ရှိပါတယ်ပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော်ကို special ဖိတ်ထားတာတော့ဒီကျွန်တော်တို့ဗမာအများဆုံးနေတဲ့San Gabriel Valley တခုလုံးပေါ့နော်အဲ့ရ district က federally the representative ဖြစ်တဲ့ Dr. Judy Chu သူလည်းလာပါတယ်သူကအချိန်တော့တိတ်မပေးနိုင်ပါဘူးလေခဏနေပြီးပြန်သွားပါတယ်အကုန်လုံးပြောတာရှိတာပြောပေါ့သူ federal ဘက်ကဒီပွဲရှာပပပွဲပါဘာလို့ဆို lawyer တွေလာတယ်နော်ဆိုင်တဲ့ lawyer တွေလာတယ် immigration ဆိုလည်း immigration နဲ့ဆိုင်တဲ့ lawyer ကိုယ်တိုင် fee ထဲမှာဆင်းနေတဲ့ professional lawyer ဆင်းလာတယ်ပြီးတော့မှ legislate ဘက်ကဒီ congress မှာ10နှစ်အထက်ပေါ့နော်1 decade ကျော်ပြီးတော့တာဝန်ထမ်းဆောင်နေတဲ့ဒီ representative Dr. Judy Chu ကိုယ်တိုင်သူကလည်း AAPI ပေါ့နော်Asia Islander တွေဒီကျွန်တော် Asian တွေရဲ့ committee တွေမှာ sub committee တွေမှာလည်းပါတာဟော federal မှာဒီကိစ္စတွေသူကတာဝန်ယူပြီးတာဝန်အရှိဆုံးတယောက်ပေါ့နော်ပြီးတော့ဒီ Monterey Park ကChinese ဆိုတာ Taiwanese တွေနဲ့ Taiwanese အများဆုံး city ပါအဲ့မှာလည်း Burman-American လည်းအများကြီးနေတာပါဒီ city ရဲ့မနစ်ကမေယာပေါ့နော်သူကလည်း Burman-American ပေါ့နော်ဗမာစာတင်တွေပေါ့မေယာ Taiwanese အဖေက Burman-Americanသူကအခုတော့ one step down ပေါ့သူက elected မေယာသူကတလှည့်ချင်းသူတို့ကcity council ကနေအနှစ်နဲ့တစ်နှစ်မေယာလို့အဲ့လိုလာတာသူတို့လာပါတယ်ပွဲကိုပထမဆုံးဒီMr. Alex Farzan နဲ့စဖွင့်ပါတယ်သူက civil law လောရပါနားထောင်ကြည့်ပါနော်ကျွန်တော်အကြမ်းရှင်းပြရင်တော့သူပြောသွားတဲ့ဟာလေးကျွန်တော်ဘာမှလို့နားလည်လွယ်အောင်ပေါ့နော်အားလုံးကြည့်နေလူတွေနားလည်အောင်ရှင်းပြရင်တော့သူကမနေ့ဒီနေ့ February လကပဲဗမာတွေကိစ္စပေါ့နော်ဗမာတိုင်းနားတွေနဲ့ဒီချင်းတိုင်းသူတယောက်ကဒီရင်းနှမြေတွေဝယ်ပြီးပြန်ရောက်တဲ့ကိစ္စနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးပြဿနာတွေတက်တော့လူ16ယောက်ပေါ့နော်ဒီတိုင်းနာတွေဗမာတိုင်းနာတွေအကုန်လုံးပေါင်းထားတဲ့16ယောက်နဲ့representative အနေနဲ့ lawyer အနေနဲ့သူက fight ပေးနေတဲ့ lawyer မနှစ်က February လမှာကျွန်တော်ကိုသွားနာတော့ပါတယ်သူ federally ပေါ့နော်သူက federally ဒါပေမဲ့ဒီ California Los Angeles downtown မှာသူတို့ပွဲလုပ်ပြတာဟာပေါ့ကိုတရားသူကြီးရှေ့မှာအကုန်လုံးတွက်ချက်ပေးတာပေါ့နော်တစ်ပတ်လောက်လောက်တော့တောက်လျှောက်အကုန်လုံးကိုတွက်ချက်ပေးတရားသူကြီးဆုံးဖြတ်ပေါ့အဲ့ဒါတွေကတရားမမှုဆိုတော့ keep going ongoing နှစ်နဲ့ကြည့်ကြတယ်တနစ်ကနေ3-5နှစ်အဲ့လောက်ကြည့်ကြတတ်ပါတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ဒီ case ကတော့လည်းမြန်မယ်ထင်ပါတယ်အားလုံးကြည့်ကြပြီးတဲ့ဒီချင်းတိုင်းရင်းသူနဲ့ဒီရင်းနှမြေအယောင်းဝယ်ဖြစ်သွားတဲ့ကိစ္စတွေပေါ့သူကအဲ့ဒါ specialize Mr. Alex Farzan ကပြီးတော့မှခုနကားမှုကိစ္စတို့ဘာလို့သူ့အမှုအလွယ်ရပါတယ်အကုန်လုံး ချော်လဲတာတော့ဗောနော်အကုန်လုံးပေါ့ချော်လဲတာတော့ဒီကာမှုကိစ္စတော့သူကရာဇဝတ်မှုတွေတော့မကင်ပါဘူးdefaming ဆိုတော့social media နဲ့ပြီးတော့ဗမာချင်းပေါ့တိတ်ခါချကြတယ်အပြန်လန်နာမည်ဖြစ်တယ်မဟုတ်တဲ့သတင်းတွေပို့တယ် blackmail လုပ်တယ်ဒါတွေကိုရှင်းပြလို့ရတဲ့ lawyer ပါ professionally နော် Jewish lawyer ပေါ့နော်ဒီ Miss Anita Livian ဟောသူဟော Jewish lawyer Alex Farzan ဟောအဲ့တော့သူထွက်လာတဲ့အချိန်ကျရင်သူဒီတိုင်းပဲပေါ့ဒီဗီဒီယိုတွေရိုက်ပေးတာတော့ကိုကျော်စွာအားလုံးသိကြပါသူလည်း20ကျော်ဒီမှာဗီဒီယိုရိုက်ပြီးမင်္ဂလာဆောင်တော့ဗီဒီယိုရိုက်ပြီးအသက်မွေးနေလို့ပေါ့လေသူကဗီဒီယိုအားလုံးတောင်းယူရိုက်ထားပါတယ်အရာကိုအခုကကျွန်တော်လည်းရိုက်ထားပါပေါ့ကျွန်တော် live တစ်ခါလွှင့်ထားတယ်အခုကတော့နည်းနည်းပို့ပြီးတော့ DJ ကျွန်တော်ဝင်လိုက်ထွက်လိုက်ဖြစ်နေတော့အကုန်လုံးမရလိုက်ဘူးလေအခုကတော့ဒီမှာတော့အကုန်လုံးပေါ့အကုန်လုံးရတယ်ဒါကိုပြန်ပြီးနားထောင်ကြည့်ပေါ့နော်မရှင်းတာတွေလည်းဒီ comment မှာမေးသွားလို့ရတယ်ကျွန်တော်တန်းတန်းလောက်ဖြည့်ပြလို့ရတယ်တမန်ဖြစ်အကျန်းဖြစ်ကတော့ဒီ lawyer တော့ volunteer lawyer တွေက professional တွေပထမဆုံးမေးတာအများပြက free ဖြေနိုင်ပေမဲ့နောက်ပိုင်း every question ကိုပါ charge ဥပမာဖြစ်ဒီထဲက immigration lawyer ဆိုရင်အခုမေးခွန်းတွေ20ကျော်30လောက်ထိဖြေသွားတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့သူ့ကိုတတ်မေးမယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ critical rate ပေါ့တမန်ဖြစ်အကျန်းဖြစ် question တစ်ခုကို100 to 200 300ဒီတမိုးဒါတွေကတမိုးမရှိဘူးထင်ရမယ် professional lawyer အချုပ်ထဲရောက်နေတဲ့အချိန်မျိုးမှာဒါမှမဟုတ်ရင်ဖန်ခါတဲ့အချိန်မှာသူ question တခု form ဖြည့်နေတဲ့အချိန်မျိုးမှာ question ကိုမေးလိုက်လို့ answer တခုက professional lawyer ဒီ field ရဲ့လူက answer ကိုအတွက်ကထောင်နဲ့ချီတောင်းနဲ့ချီလဲတန်သွားတာအားလုံးတချို့ကအတွေ့အကြုံရှိပါတယ် question လေးတခုမှားသွားတာအဖြေလေးမှားသွားတာနဲ့2နှစ်3နှစ်ကို pending ကို case ဖြစ်သွားတာမျိုးလည်းဖြစ်တတ်တာဒါတွေကအရေးရန်ကြီးတယ်အမေရိကမှာ law of land ဒီတရားရေးကတော့တိကျကျသွားနေတော့မယ်အဲ့တော့ဒီ question အဖြေသူတို့ရဲ့အဖြေတွေကအင်မတန်တန်ဖိုးရှိပါတယ်အကျိုးရှိစွာသုံးစေလိုပါတယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဒါအကုန်လုံးအားလုံးအတွက်ကိုမြန်မာကိစ္စကအခု20နီးပါးရှိပြီ19နှစ်အခုဇူလိုင်ဆိုပြည့်ပြီပေါ့အဲ့တော့တာဝန်ပြီးလုပ်ပေးတာပါကိုကုန်ကြစိမ့်နဲ့ဒီအခုကလေးတွေအကြောင်းသားတွေအများကြီးပဲ excellent တင်ထားတဲ့လူတွေဒီ President Trump ဒီအခုအသစ် administration မှာအရန်အပြောင်းလဲတွေများတော့ဒီဟာတွေဘယ်လိုရင်ဆိုင်ရမလဲဆိုတော့သိစေချင်လို့ကျွန်တော်လုပ်တဲ့ပွဲကျွန်တော်ဦးစီးပြီးလုပ်တဲ့ပွဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်နားထောင်ကြည့်ကြပါနော်ဒီမှာတစ်ဖြတ်ပါမယ်
I'm Moore.
My name is Thenga.
And just a heads up, I'm an 11th grader from Granada Hills Charter High School.
I'm an 11th grader from El Segundo High School.
And we're glad to be hosting this event with you guys today. So we're just going to be giving a quick introduction into what this workshop will be about. Okay, so welcome to the Immigration and Civil Law Seminar hosted by Myanmar Gazette. How is everyone doing? Yeah? Good? Woo! Okay, so for nearly 20 years, Myanmar Gazette has served the Burmese-American community here in Los Angeles and California. And regarding the challenges our community has been facing in accessing legal information, I know a lot of us here are like doctors and all of that, so legal information is hard to access within our Burman-American community. So we organized this event to make that more accessible, and additionally we aim to address civil legal issues such as fraud, identity theft, workplace injury, domestic violence, and online defamation.
This event is funded directly by Myanmar Gazette. We extend our sincere gratitude to Council Member Thomas Wong, sitting up here in the front, and the attorneys who have dedicated their time to share their expertise.
So we're also thanking all the attendees for joining us here today. It's a Sunday, so we definitely appreciate you guys coming out. Just a reminder, there's some water in the back and some little bit of food, so you can get up and get that anytime you want. Now we would like to announce Council Member Thomas Wong up to the stage.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much. I'll be really quick. I just want to welcome everyone to the City of Monterey Park, and thank you to the ECHO, our gracious hosts and moderators today for helping to put this event together. I know the Myanmar Gazette has been a resource and a service for the Burmese Chinese community for over 20 years now. I've appreciated their coverage of our community and their work to help get resources, information, and to engage the wider Burmese community. I know we're in a strange time now, especially with a lot of Burmese refugees here in the Los Angeles area. A few of us were together last night as well in Monrovia, and I think a few of us are getting together with the earthquake, the recent earthquake, and the impacts to our families that are still in Burma and Myanmar. I know the community's been coming together to help find ways to provide resources directly to those in need and our family members as well, but also with the continuing struggle for democracy that continues in Burma. It's more important, more critical now, even more than ever, for our community to continue to come together. And now many here are under threat with the federal likely actions to crack down on some immigration and immigrant communities in the United States and in California and here in Los Angeles. Really appreciate some of the attorneys here at Myanmar Gazette for helping to host this event to get information. It looks like we'll be recording this as well. Appreciate everyone being able to spread and help to inform more in our community about their rights and how to make the best use of and to navigate the complexity that is the immigration system here in the United States. So the City of Monterey Park itself has been proud to host English language courses and immigration classes and to help for decades now, many immigrants, including my own family, be able to integrate into the United States, become citizens, and to engage in our government and our community. And appreciate Myanmar Gazette for helping to continue that and to work in partnership with the city and many other communities to continue to engage our communities about how to integrate American society. And I'll be quick. And thank you so much for being here today. I know it's a Sunday. I know it's hard to give up time, but I know this is an important topic for many of us and many in our community. And appreciate again Myanmar Gazette and many others who helped put this event together, and hope to see more and more of these kind of events in the future. I know that they will be much needed. So thank you so much. Let me hand it back to our gracious hosts to continue the program.
He's a former mayor and a strong advocate for our community. We deeply appreciate his dedication, especially his tireless efforts for the Burmese community. And now we would like to introduce the attorneys that will be speaking here today.
So I would like to invite Mr. Alex Farzan up to the stage, and also one of our attorneys are running a little late, so we're just gonna get this moving along right now. Just coming right now.
Hello. Okay. All right. I'm not an immigration attorney. I'm sorry. I think a lot of people are looking forward to speaking with an immigration lawyer, and that's not me. But hopefully I can provide some help to some of you. So I recently had a big case where I represented 16 different Burmese people in a big fraud case. And we were all in trial in court in downtown LA in February. So I do have a lot of experience working with Burmese people, and I know how good of people you are, how nice you all are, how much you all help each other, and how some of you have difficulty acclimating in the United States and familiarizing yourself with the legal system. So maybe I can help you give you some advice on the legal system, and where my area of expertise is civil law. So lawsuits against other people. So not criminal cases, not divorce cases, not bankruptcy, not immigration, but civil law is like if you get injured somewhere, or if your boss fires you, or you slip and fall at a grocery store, or somebody steals your business name and your intellectual property, things like that. And my biggest piece of advice with civil law is to avoid it. Just do whatever you can to not be involved in the legal system, because our court system is very hard. It costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time. It's very stressful. It's like the hospital. Avoid the hospital, avoid the courts, avoid lawyers. Try your best to resolve disputes with people on your own. That's what the real biggest lesson I can tell you is, try to not work with lawyers. But sometimes that it's easier said than done, and sometimes you have to hire a lawyer. And if you have to hire a lawyer, that's a last resort. If you have to hire a lawyer, make sure that it's somebody who you trust, somebody who communicates with you well, somebody who you're comfortable sharing your personal information, and don't expect your problems to get resolved in 1 or 2 months, or even sometimes not even 1 year. Sometimes it could take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But the good thing is, our judicial system in the United States, it's not corrupt. We don't really have a lot of corruption in our judicial system compared to other countries. So it does work, but it does take a lot of time and it does take a lot of money. Sometimes I receive inquiries from people who are looking to hire a lawyer, but their problems are smaller problems. And if you do have a smaller problem, it may be harder for you to get good advice from a lawyer because they're only trying to make money, and all they care about is making money for themselves. If you have a very big case and a very good case, you're going to have lawyers knocking on your door, coming to you and trying to offer you everything that your service is. But if you have a small case and you just say, oh, my neighbor's dog's bit my dog, and what should I do? No lawyer wants to talk to you. So try your best to use your judgment as to do I have a good case? Do I have a not so good a case? Should I be so demanding of this lawyer, or should I give them some space and try to figure this out myself? The first thing we lawyers do is we go on Google. We use Google just like you. The lawyers don't have all the answers off the top of their head. So all the lawyer knows how to do is how to get to the answer. And so everyday people can do that as well. And really what the lawyer knows is how the process of the judicial system, the process, they call it civil procedure. That's really what the lawyer is supposed to know in their head. But the actual law, like, oh, is it legal if my neighbor does this? Is it legal if my boss does this? We don't know always at the top of our head. We have to look it up, we go on Google, we talk to other lawyers, just like you. So we're not special people. So am I supposed to is there supposed to be questions and answers? Yeah. Okay. All right, let me see if I had any notes before I open up the floor. A fun fact about Burmese. It's not one of the registered languages in our court system. So when I had my trial in February, we had 16 Burmese people testifying in trial in Burmese. And apparently Burmese is not one of the registered languages to have an interpreter. So it's still very new. We're still getting used to, of course, Spanish, French, whatever, but we're still getting used to having Burmese people like in our courtroom. So that's just an interesting thing. There are some free legal services. So a lot of people, everybody wants free legal advice, right? Of course. And one way you can get free advice is there's a company called BetZedek, BetTzedek. It's 2 words, BetZedek. TZEDEK. They're a large nonprofit law firm, and all they do is give free legal advice. So if you're looking for some help, you don't have the money to pay for a lawyer, I recommend searching for a company like that, other companies that offer free legal advice. The other way you can get free legal advice is you work with your attorney who charges you on a contingency fee. So you don't pay the lawyer per hour, $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour. He just gets a percentage when the case is done. So if you get in a car accident, you get hurt, you get $100,000, your lawyer gets 1/3 at the end, instead of paying him per hour out of your pocket. That's another way to make it more affordable. Okay, so does anybody have any questions?
So actually, I'm gonna invite 2 of our peers up here just to ask some questions. A lot of anonymously asked questions were posted online. So I'm gonna invite Nora Mong up to the stage.
Hi, I'm Nora Mong. I'm also an 11th grader that attends high school. And so to start off, we would just like to, introduce one of the first questions, which deals with identity theft and fraud. So someone said that someone has used my identity to fraudulently obtain EBT and other government benefits, and this activity is ongoing. I am unaware of the perpetrator's identity. A friend has experienced a similar situation where their name and social security number were used to open and use credit cards for a year. What advice can you provide regarding identity theft and fraud prevention and how to address these situations?
Okay. With AI, people have the capacity to make it sound like Elon Musk is saying something that he didn't say, or that you're saying something you didn't say. So we have to be careful about phishing attacks. If you get an email, it says, oh, this is Amazon, your Amazon package was not delivered, please click this link. Or, hey, this is Apple, your iPhone is out of service, please click this link. Or you get a message saying, hey, your insurance expired. There's a lot of phishing attacks. And maybe if you're Burmese national, it's harder for you to detect when somebody is trying to do a phishing attack on you. Phishing, it's spelled P-H-I-S-H-I-N-G, not with the F. And phishing attacks are widespread around this country, so you have to be very careful about when you receive text messages and phone calls and emails that may be fraudulent. If you have any inkling that it might be fraudulent, it probably is, and that's probably how you get your identity stolen. So the best way to avoid it is prevention, and to prevent identity theft, you have to be careful about which links do you click on your phone, on your computer. Once it actually does happen, it's very difficult. You have to file a police report, you have to report to the government, maybe you have to change all of your passwords on your computer, but I think the most important thing is prevention. And if you're not able to prevent it, then maybe talk to a lawyer. Next question.
Okay, so once again, I would like to invite up another one of our peers. Sorry about that. Min Rama, who will also be asking some of the anonymously submitted questions.
Hi, my name is Minrama. I'm a senior at Gabrielino High School. It's a pleasure to be here. And a question one of us had was, it's about online workplace harassment accusations. And it says, I own a building company and employ individuals for online building work. I received a letter from a former employee accusing me of verbal sexual harassment. The letter demands an admission of guilt and an apology by a specific deadline. I have never met this employee in person, as all work was conducted online. What legal advice can you offer regarding how to respond to such an accusation?
Okay. Well, number one, I would say never admit guilt. Even if you are guilty, you probably shouldn't admit guilt. Because you should know your rights before you do something like that. Because once you do admit guilt, you can't reverse that, you can't go back. And so that's number one. I would never respond to a letter that says, please admit guilt, and then, yes, I admit guilt. Usually there should be something in exchange for that. Maybe like, if you admit guilt, I promise not to sue you, and you have a binding settlement agreement. I don't know, but that kind of that scenario sounds a little bit sketchy to me. It's similar to the phishing, you know, sometimes people send you frivolous lawsuit letters, like if it wasn't handicap accessible or something like that. Probably best would just be not to respond to that. That would be my advice.
So I just wanted to politely chime in Burmese, and I got the mix a little. Bama lo myo ma me di ka po. Lam miao ya Bama lo myo translation lo jin so that's English and then na le kha so tamine tinga la gu be lo ya ba. I'm going to be handing off the mic to Linga.
Okay, so for our next question. This one is about defamation and sexual harassment accusations. I've resided in the US for nearly 30 years and have assisted new Burmese immigrants with paperwork and other matters. 3 women have accused me of sexual harassment, but they have not provided any evidence to support their claims. What legal steps should I take to protect myself and address the damage to my reputation within the community?
Okay, so defamation is a very serious issue, especially since, you know, with how prevalent social media is and online communication. And defamation is a very serious claim. If somebody has defamed you, which is, you know, a public statement that's not true about you, that harms your reputation, and you have a lot of recourse. You can sue somebody for defamation. A defense to a defamation lawsuit is if it's true. So if somebody says something bad about you, you sue them for defamation, and they prove that what they said was true, then you have no case. So it's a very fine line. there's another thing. You can't prevent somebody from filing a lawsuit from you. So to answer this person's question, there's nothing you can do to stop somebody from filing a lawsuit if that's what they plan to do. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to wait for the lawsuit to come and defend it. But if there has been some defamation, you have your own rights. You can definitely sue somebody for defamation. And in a defamation case, you actually, if you win, you get attorney's fees too. So it's a stronger kind of lawsuit. And if you have follow-up questions, just let me know. I'm just winging everything, so.
Okay, so for another question. This one is about unsolicited software invoice. I've been receiving repeated invoices via email for a software purchase I never made. Despite ignoring these emails, the sender has now sent a legal warning. What action should I take in response to this situation?
You can respond and let them know that you've never purchased the software, or you can just continue to ignore them because it could be a phishing attack. I would like to qualify everything that I'm saying right now because this isn't necessarily the best way to give advice, just quick hits like this. So take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. This is just very basic, general stuff. If you want more in-depth information, you should probably talk to somebody more privately. But if you're getting spam emails, it sounds like it's a spam email. We all get spam. Move it to your junk folder and pay no mind to it. But if it's real, you should probably do something about it and respond and say, hey, why do you think I bought your software? Show me the proof that I bought your software. That's the best thing I can say. Maybe they're trying to steal your identity.
So I'm gonna move the session along a little. I'm just gonna introduce our next attorney that will come up to speak and give some insight about you while I'm at it, because I forgot to do so. But I just wanted to introduce Mr. Attorney Alex Farzan. And just for you guys who don't know, he is from Farzan Law. And I'm just going to read some background information about him. In his early legal career, he worked for one of the largest defense firms in the nation and served as a national counsel for a Fortune 500 company where he defended cases involving exploding lithium-ion batteries and e-cigarettes that cause catastrophic injuries to individuals. So he specializes in personal injury, auto accidents, medical malpractice, cryptocurrency recovery, sexual assault, and wrongful death. So thank you so much, Mr. Farzan, for coming up.
Thank you.
So I'm just gonna give a little insight into the program again. We're gonna be talking about civil law for a couple more minutes for the next session. And our last section will be about immigration law. So for those of you guys who have any questions, please raise your hand and our attorneys will try and answer them. Just keep in mind they can't answer very specific questions, more generalized, broad questions may be answered though. So just keep in mind of that. And we politely ask you guys not to record or release this as live on Facebook or Instagram. Everything is being recorded and will be released by Myanmar Gazette.
Alex Mr. Alex Farzan ပါသူကဖြေသွားတဲ့ဟာတွေကတော့အကြမ်းဖြစ်ကတော့သူပြောရတာတွေကဥပမာဖြစ်တရားအမှုဆိုတာမဖြစ်လေကောင်းလေပေါ့နော်ဗမာပြည်ပုံစံမျိုးပဲစေးအောင်လိုမျိုးပဲရှင်းနေဆိုတာကဆရာဝန်တွေလိုမျိုးပေါ့ရှင်းနေရမဆက်ဆံနိုင်လေကောင်းလေရှင်းနေဗမာပြည်မှာတော့စောင်းပုတ်တွေပါတော့ရှိတယ်နော်ဒါပေမဲ့မတတ်နိုင်ဘူးဒီ law တော့လမ်းမှာအမှုဖြစ်ရင်တော့တကယ်လို့ကိုကဒုက္ခရောက်ပြီဆိုရင်တော့ရှင်းနေ professionally ငါပြီးရင်ဆိုင်တာအကောင့်ဟိုဘကငါလာပြီဆိုရင်လည်းကိုကရှင်းနေနဲ့ပြန် fight တာကောင်းတယ်ဒါမှမဟုတ်ကိုကအကုန်ဒုက္ခရောက်တော့မှာအဲ့တော့သူပထမဆုံးပြောတာ identity theft အကြောင်းတို့เนาะဒီကိုယ့်ရဲ့နာမည်ခိုးခံရတဲ့အကြောင်းတို့เนาะပြီးတော့ခုန online နေတက်ခါချတဲ့အကြောင်းတို့နာမည်ဖြတ်ခံရတဲ့အကြောင်းတို့ blackmail လုပ်တဲ့အကြောင်းတို့ဒါတွေကိုသူအဓိကပြောသွားပါမယ်မိတ်ဆက် MC တွေကလည်းမိတ်ဆက်ပေးပါမယ်တော့ question တိတ်မရှိဘူးဖြစ်နေပါတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ဒီလိုပါပဲစဉ်းစားထားပါတော့ဒီဗမာတိုင်း湾မှာကျွန်တော်ပြည်ချင်းဆိုချင်လာပါ Jewish lawyer တွေသူတို့တည်ကျင်တဲ့ကိစ္စရှိရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ဆင်လက်တော့လို့ရပါတယ်သူတို့မှာ law firm တွေရှိတယ်ဆိုတော့တခြား state တွေကိုလည်းprefer လုပ်ပေးလို့ရတာ